Hi there, it's Siobhan here. It's the Galloping Housewife. I am on my way out to the horses on my daily yard commute. Well, not quite daily yard commute. And yeah, didn't go yesterday. Yesterday was a Monday, and I've actually decided Mondays are always rush for me. So I find Mondays are always, I've got shit going on with my businesses as far as for one business it's mostly about logistics, and it's where we check our inventory, where we make orders, where we shift money around that needs to be shifted around, and that kind of thing. And I mean, there's always, obviously, like just about everything else, there's always messages and shit that come in over the weekend, and so it's it's about that, but it's also it's just how we've structured our things a little bit, and I quite often will take obviously some time off over the weekends if I can. I'm not actually really bad at this, but I am trying to take some time off over the weekends, which means that as far as like content creation and writing for my book and doing those sorts of things, there's just a bit more to do on a Monday than there is any other day of the week. So, and I was struggling to kind of get everything done before my kind of 1 o'clock cut-off time, preferably at 11, but one's my absolute maximum to be finished, to get my stuff together, to get out to the horses at a reasonable time. And I was struggling, and I just thought, oh fuck it, why my life is about, my whole business is about making things as easy as possible. So I thought, why not do it for myself? Actually, I've just sent out a email to the first lot that are going through Get a Life, and about the fact that wisdom is the ability to listen to your own advice. So consequently, I am. I'm doing that on a lot of things, actually. The other one is that I'm back really just following the skinny bitch code. I, like everyone else, the last couple of years have played havoc, stress-wise, as well as just lifestyle-wise. Everything's being shifted and upended, and I've had a few health issues and bits and pieces, and I wasn't taking as good a care of myself as I could have been. So I put on a little bit of weight, not a great deal, but just wasn't feeling at my best. So I am actually doing the skinny bitch code. I'm actually following my own advice, and shit, you know what, it works. So I'm in the process of those that have done the skinny bitch code. It's kind of like it's just a reset of my hormones and bits and pieces, which is dead easy to do, and it requires no thinking about, and I'm not going hungry or anything ridiculous like that, but I am getting myself back on track, and I feel fantastic. It's just like, who knew? Oh my god, I do know what I'm talking about. So that's listen to yourself. You've got all the answers, but so the Galloping Housewife is listening to herself, which is fantastic. So making her life a little bit easier, and that she's not forcing herself to go out on a Monday when it's a little bit harder, and and also just actually taking care of myself. So so I didn't go out yesterday, going out today, just going to do quiet school with Mitch, of course. Get bored of saying that, and I'm actually just going to do a bit of a stretch with Percy. One of the things, we've got an event on this weekend, so I am needing to get and I mean, we had an absolute disaster of a dressage at our first event this season, so I would like that to be better. So I'm trying to figure out ways of getting him to relax. It's hard to do it at home though, and I say that I say to my clients, when I've had clients, that you can only learn to compete by competing. So but my schooling at home, I mean, he doesn't need any more schooling on the flat. I mean, he's can do a perfectly decent, medium test. You could go out and run through. He could run through a 3-star test quite happily. So the training level tests that we are doing are not that much of a stretch, really. So he doesn't need the schooling on the flat. We just need to, get him relaxed in his brain, just for the first phase of a 1-day event. So that's a little bit my mission today, and then and that's it. So that's what I got planned today. And I've had it's a little bit later than I'd hoped. Always is. If you watch these, you'll know. You go, oh, what the fuck's new? It's 10 to 2, so I'm heading out, and I was aiming at getting away about 3/4 of an hour ago, but didn't happen. Partly systems, partly things that should take 5 minutes on a computer take me a little bit longer because I'm old. The systems don't work as well as they should. But the other thing is just I'm having real frustrations, and I've talked about this before, that just people in business not doing what they say they're going to do, and it's that whole lack of integrity thing. And I've talked about the cultural differences before. I've really talked about, coming from New Zealand, where if someone says that they're going to get something done on a certain date, they're fucking going to move mountains to get something done on a certain date. They're going to follow up. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. And I struggle because in here in the UK, if businesses say they're going to do something, it means they think they might, or they think they could, and you have to fucking chase them all the time. You're constantly chasing them, and I really just want, I don't care. In certainty, I don't actually care what it costs. I would just want to know that when you say you're going to fucking do something, that you're going to do it. And for those that are in business in this country, or anywhere globally, you can actually do it. You can do so well. You'll get the custom, you'll get the following, you'll get the the loyal clientele if you just show a little bit of integrity. Deliver on the days that you say you're going to deliver. Follow up the order if there's a problem with it. Take responsibility if there's an issue. And if you are asked by a client to do something and you haven't got enough information, chase the fucking information until you've got what you need to do the job. Don't just go, oh well, I kind of understood that you wanted me to do this, but I'm not sure that I understood what exactly what it was that you wanted, and I wasn't really sure that I had all the components. Why the fuck haven't you got back in touch with me and asked those questions? It's especially when you're given like a time deadline. I need to have this done because this thing is ending here and I need to have it done before then. It's just phenomenal. And it's incredibly frustrating. So you might have heard me talking on here about boundaries before, and so some of this is just one-off stuff. You're working with, you have maybe a supplier or someone that you just do a one-off deal with or something like that. Then then you really just have to suck it up. You just have to say, look, this is not good enough. How can you compensate me, and move on. Or fix your systems for the next customer. But but when it's like people that you've got an ongoing relationship with, it's worth getting people that will do the job for you. It's worth sort of saying, you can say, look, I need this to improve. And if if it doesn't improve, then sometimes it's better just to say, I'll find someone else. There's other people out here that can do this job. So yeah, that's kind of I am at the and I hate it. I hate having those difficult conversations. And I don't have conversations. That's the other thing, is that one of my boundaries is that people want, like they'll say, oh, I'll call you up and we'll sort this out. It's like, no, I need it written. But just because of the way that my brain works and the communication, the way that I communicate, I cannot do it in person. I won't have that conversation over a call or whatever. I need to see it written down, and to have questions and answers provided, for that clarity and for me to organise it in my brain. But I hate doing that, and there's nothing more frustrating than sending a list of questions and getting maybe 2 or 3 answered and the rest just ignored, and having to go back and chase them again. So at least come back and say, look, I don't have the answer to that, I'll find that one out for you. So those are my frustrations at the moment, and it's like, my life I am organising around the horses, around getting out there, which is fantastic and it's great. I mean, that's my whole kind of like, it's my escape, it's my it's my escape, and it's my passion and all those sorts of things. And it's a little bit my business model. Like, it's a little bit you follow me on the Galloping Housewife partly because I am a very good dressage rider, partly because I became an international competitor against the odds, but also partly because I ride a stupid fluffy white Connemara and come middle of the field at low level eventing. There's part of it is that kind of like business model, but part of it is I am, my Mitch is not just there as a toy. Mitch is there because I still have very real and very big ambitions with my riding, as an athlete, as a competitor. My goals are still the international arena. There's no two ways about that. So my getting out and riding my horses is multifaceted. My reasons for doing it are multifaceted. That it is partly because it's a part of my business model, and it's how I promote myself and how I hopefully end up making money. But partly because it is partly because I need to do it for my own therapy, my own soul, just getting out there and spending time with animals and not having to worry about people, and partly because I am still incredibly arrogant with how good I think I am, partly because I've got unrequited ambitions, and I bloody well hope that I'm going to make it back to the top. That sounded a bit exciting. I just drove under a bridge, and I think someone hit the bridge as we were going, hit the guardrail on the top of the bridge as I was driving underneath. Anyway, I am out the other side of Cumnock now. I'm nearly there. I will post it. I'm actually going to post this as soon as I get to the yard, because I haven't done that for a little while, and I will catch you next time I'm behind the wheel on my own. All right, bye.